Did you know 9 out of 10 businesses fail? Stay tuned. I'm going to give you all the reasons why. Hey there. Thank you so much for joining me. As I promised, I'm going to be sharing with you 15 reasons why businesses fail. But before we do, I want to make sure that we stay connected. I need for you to click the subscribe button, and don't forget there's a little bell right next to the subscribe button. I need for you to click that link so that you can follow me and get all the notices as I go live. All right. I am Dr. Cozette M, America's #1 advisory accountant and tax expert. I help tax and accounting professionals all around the globe grow highly profitable firms. Yes, even if they don't know anyone, even if they are not familiar with social media, but who isn't familiar with social media? Maybe they're not an influencer, or maybe they feel like I am just not the salesy type. Well, guess what? I help them grow highly profitable firms. All right. And today I want to talk to you guys because this is one thing that has really been on my mind lately. Bookkeeping. So I've got to ask you, do you maintain your books each and every month? Do you know where you stand with your books each and every month? Did you realize 9 out of 10 businesses fail because they fail to keep their finger on the pulse? They don't manage their books. They have no idea where they stand. Some of them may not even know what a true profit and loss or a P&L statement looks like. Why? Because they are not in tune intimately with the financial side of their organization. And believe me, cash is king. And cash is the heartbeat of our organizations. So if your heartbeat stops, then that means you did a flat line, right? So let me talk to you about why bookkeeping, why accounting is so critical for your business. You see, a lot of times as business owners, we put the things that are not as important, we put them high on the pedestal. But we should be looking at the finances. We should be looking at the heartbeat of the organization. So why do you think bookkeeping is important? I'm going to teach you or talk to you about 15 reasons why bookkeeping is vital to your organization. Number 1, bookkeeping helps you budget. If you have no idea where you stand, no idea where the money is coming, where the money is going, how is it that you can honestly run an organization? How can you properly plan? How can you put in budget line items such as education, personal development, travel, advertising? You don't. It's like the blind leading the blind. If you have not sat down and put together a 12-month budget, so that you can determine what you are budgeting for the next 12 months and compare that to what actually comes in, then you have no idea how the organization is going. You have no idea if you are leaving money on the table or not. And I guarantee you, without proper budgeting, without implementing the proper tools to budget, then you are definitely leaving money on the table. Bookkeeping is important because it helps prepare you for tax preparation. You know, and I like to explain the difference between tax preparation and tax planning. The preparation is putting the return together so that you are in compliance, so that you can submit this to the agencies, the Internal Revenue Service and the various agencies. And so that we can determine how much you made for the year, how much you had in expenses, what's your true tax liability? What is it that you owe the Internal Revenue Service? That's what tax preparation is. There is a huge difference between planning and preparation. Tax planning is where we sit together and we put strategies together so that you know exactly where you stand with your organization at any given time. You know if you're going to owe, You know if we need to implement some steps for you to execute so that you can reduce your tax liability bill. Okay, those are all key. Those are vital steps that we need to put in place so that you reduce what it is that you owe to the IRS. So clearly there's a difference between tax planning and tax preparation. Tax planning and tax preparation. Organization. Listen, if you don't know where you stand, if you don't have a monthly profit and loss statement that you are looking at on a regular basis, you're not organized. I'm sure that the paperwork in your office is probably all over the place. And when it comes to tax preparation time, you scramble because you don't have things in order. As a business owner, as the CEO of your organization, it is vital, it is critical that you have a clear understanding of where you stand with your organization each and every time. It is also important that you remain organized because when you go for financing, if you need to get capital, if you need to get leases, then these organizations, these financial institutions are going to ask you, can we see your last 2 years of tax returns? Can we also see a current or they're going to say the current profit and loss statement. They want to get a gauge for the last 2 years on those tax returns. Where were you? And are you still on track with where you were in the past, or are you doing better? So they want to have a general idea so that they can make a managerial decision as to whether or not they should approve you for the lease, for any type of financing. So staying organized is critical. Having a ongoing bookkeeping service, getting your books reviewed, maintained every month allows you to do some analysis. This is critical, you guys. If you're talking about leaving money on the table, if you're talking about not knowing where you stand, if you're talking about wondering if you are spending too much in overhead, such as on wages, such as on advertising, such as training, such as on inventory, you have no clue if you are not managing your books on a regular basis, or you're outsourcing this services to someone that can assist you. Okay, so you need to be able to analyze where you're at. You need to be able to look at trends, forecasts, so that you can make managerial decisions. I just told you at the beginning of this, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Why? Because they don't have their books in alignment. They don't know where they stand. They have no idea what the profit margins are. They have no idea what the percentage of sales are to expenses. They're clueless. They don't know what their balance sheet looks like, what their total assets are, their total liabilities. They may think they know in their head, oh, I owe this. I have a long-term note. I have a short-term note. My aging is 12 million. My aging is whatever the number is, but they don't truly know. If you're not looking at your numbers, you guys, you have no idea if you have payments that are beyond the 30-day mark, the 60-day mark, the 120-day mark. You just don't know because you aren't reviewing, or maybe this could be the case as well. Maybe you do have someone that's taking on the financial side of things, doing the work, but maybe you are not reviewing their work. Maybe you have tossed everything over the gate to them, and you're allowing them to run your organization financially speaking. If that's you, that's like a sin as well. You should know where you stand. You should not give full control to someone who's doing your books. You should have some accountability, responsibility, so that you know where you stand. I can't stress it any other way. All right. It helps you with better decision making. We've talked about it. It helps you make decisions as to whether you need to defer paying your bills at the end of the year, or it helps you defer or go aggressively with your collection process. It helps you make better decisions as to, do you need to have your accounts receivable manager, your credit manager, pick up the phone and see if they can call some of your customers to get cash receipts in much sooner than the payment term states. Because see, if you don't have cash coming in, then that's impacting your buying decisions. That means you can't pay your bills. That means your bills are delinquent, which is impacting your payment terms, which is impacting your relationships with your vendors. You need to manage your books. You need to review your profit and loss statement, review your balance sheet, review your statement of cash flow every single month. This also will allow you to implement things such as KPIs, key performance indicators. These indicators help you as a business owner, as a decision maker of the organization, to drive your team, to set goals, to determine if you're reaching those goals. It helps you review your shortfalls. It helps you review if you want to put incentive plans in place. It helps you determine if maybe the economy is shifting, maybe your industry is shifting. It helps you with a lot of decision making, you all. It really, really, really does. It helps you with planning. I just said it over and over again. It helps you easily report to your investors. If you have investors, you have people with an interest in your stock, it helps you make managerial decisions, and it allows you to articulate where the company is at, where they are going, and what is the future of the organization. It helps you do 5-year projections, 10-year projections. Yes, I did say 10-year projections. I worked in corporate America long enough to know that we do projections way out. They're just projections, okay? They can change, but you need to be in that same position where you are projecting where you plan to be in the next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It helps you drive, you guys. Be the director of your ship. If you are a CEO, please put on that chief executive operator hat. If you are the chief financial officer of your organization, please put on your chief financial officer hat and do what you need to do so that you know if your organization is growing, if it's stagnant, or if you're in trouble. If it's growing, if it's stagnant, or if you're in trouble. All right? Financial management. You need to be instrumental in making the decisions. And listen, you guys, I have my books done every single month. And I can't tell you what peace of mind it is for me. I can sleep at night. I know where I'm at if I need to make a managerial decision. I know my profit margin. I know what my balance sheet looks like. I know who has an account. I know what my receivables look like. All the way out, I know when money is coming in. It allows you guys to cash planning, some cash forecasting. If you don't know anything about your business, then you're going to sink. I said it, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Cash is king. Cash is the heartbeat of your organization. And if you are clueless about where you stand, then you might be one of those 9. I don't want to see anybody fail, but you gotta put your finger on the pulse, you guys. You gotta know where you stand. Can you tell how passionate I am about this? You have to know where you stand. I know where I stand, so I go to bed every night. I leave this office every single day. I know where I stand. Every single month, my accountant sends me my profit and loss statement. I did say my accountant. I did say my accountant. I don't do my books myself. I have my accountant do our books. I know where I stand with my profit and loss statement. I know if I reach numbers based on what I forecast, based on what the actuals are. I'm able to look at the numbers to say what went wrong. If I projected to make 100,000 in sales, but I only made 25,000, something went wrong. What went wrong? I need to provide an explanation as to what went wrong, and I need to make a determination of, will this be a shortfall that I can make up in the outgoing months for the period, for the year, or is it just lost revenue for the organization? You need to make those type of decisions. You need to be looking at your profit and loss statement. You need to be looking at your balance sheet so that you can make and articulate what is going on in your organization. How can you drive your organization and make these types of managerial decisions? All right. So you're able to track your profit and your growth. I know each and every year how much I've grown. 89%, 20%, 43%, 157%. I know these numbers because I track them, and I want nothing more for you guys to track your numbers as well. I want for you to track your numbers. I just said it, better cash flow. Cash is king, you guys. Cash is king, baby. And if you don't know where you stand, then believe me, cash is the heartbeat of your organization. You're destined to sink. I don't want anybody to sink, but I'm going to say it again. 9 out of 10 organizations fail because they don't look at their monthly financial statements. They have no clue where they're standing, and they have an opportunity to save themselves. Yes. Why don't you guys invest in what's going to keep the wheels turning instead of investing in some of the things that are not so important to the organization? All right. It allows you greater focus, to focus on your strategies. It also gives you a snapshot of the business, and it's easier if you are audited by the Internal Revenue Service. If you are audited by the Internal Revenue Service, number one, hand over the profit and loss statement. If they ask for a specific line item on their detail to see it, all you got to do is run a detailed trial balance. That detailed trial balance by month is going to break it down where you spent, what you spent the money on. If it's travel, do a detailed trial balance on travel for whatever period they're auditing. Highlight the higher paid expenses, pull those receipts, those invoices to support, and it makes it so much easier, you all. If there's ever a question about sales, income, it's all tracked because you have a year-to-date profit and loss statement. You can determine where your income is coming in. If you have multiple streams of income coming into your business, different cost centers, different things that you're running through one organization, by doing a profit and loss and reviewing your numbers every month, it will allow you to see where the bulk of the income is coming from. What cost center, where is it coming from? Is it coming from, accounting? Is it coming from taxes? Is it coming from business services? Is it coming from coaches? Where is the bulk of your money coming from? It'll help you guys with planning. It'll help you with so many things in your organization. All right. And then last but not least, it helps you stay or meet the requirements by the law. Okay. Whether you need to file sales tax, whether you need to file employer taxes, all of these things help you get a greater understanding of where you are at with your organization. All right. So listen, I gave you guys all the reasons why you should be looking at your numbers on a regular basis each and every month. I want to let you guys know, I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. One thing that really bothers me is when organizations and business owners fail to look at their numbers. If I'm talking to you, if your skin is cringing, then I want to meet you. I want to be able to help you, put you in a better position so that you are driving your organization. You know where you stand with your numbers. You are in a position to do some forecasting. You are in a position to present your numbers to a financial institution should they request it because you're going for financing. Okay? If you love what you heard, if it just struck a nerve, please do leave me a comment below. Please do share this video, and by all means, I need for you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the bell so that you are getting notices as we go live, as we upload information, okay? All right, in the meantime, make sure you click the link if you need to schedule an appointment. In the meantime, I can't wait to catch you on my next live. You guys, go on out there, make it an awesome and amazing day. I cannot wait to see you at the top. All right?